Marco Polo was born in Venice in 1254. From a young age he was surrounded by tales of adventure and exploration, as Venice was a bustling hub of trade and commerce. It was a time of great change and exploration. The world was opening up, and new trade routes were being discovered, connecting distant lands and cultures. Venice was a powerful trading city. Its strategic location made it a melting pot of different cultures, ideas, and goods from all over the world. It sat at the edge of Europe, acting as a bridge between the East and the West. The city's wealth and influence were unmatched. This made it a gateway to the East. Merchants from Venice traveled far and wide, bringing back exotic goods and stories of distant lands. Marco's father and uncle Niccolo and Maffeo were merchants. They traveled to Asia, embarking on long and perilous journeys to trade with the East. They even met the Mongol ruler, Kublai Khan. This encounter opened up new opportunities and sparked their curiosity about the vast Mongol Empire. In 1271, when Marco was just 17, they set off on another journey east. This time, they decided to take young Marco with them. They took Marco with them. It was a decision that would change his life forever. He was eager to see the world. The stories he had heard from his father and uncle had ignited a burning desire for adventure within him. He had heard amazing stories from his father and uncle. Tales of vast deserts, towering mountains, and bustling cities filled his imagination. They spoke of strange lands and exotic cultures. Marco was fascinated by the diversity of the world and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. Marco was ready for adventure. He was determined to see these wonders for himself and to make his own mark on the world. Little did he know, his journey would become legendary. The adventures and experiences he would have would be remembered for centuries to come. The Polo's journey was long and dangerous. They embarked on this epic adventure with a sense of purpose and determination, knowing that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges and uncertainties. The vast expanse of the desert stretched out before them, a seemingly endless sea of sand and heat. They sailed across the Mediterranean Sea, navigating through waters that were both beautiful and perilous. The Mediterranean, with its deep blue waves and unpredictable weather, tested their seafaring skills and resolve. Each day at sea brought new trials but also the promise of new horizons. Then they traveled by land, moving through rugged landscapes that challenged their endurance. The rocky terrain was unforgiving, but it also revealed the raw beauty of the natural world. They pressed on, driven by the allure of the unknown and the stories of distant lands. They crossed treacherous mountains and vast deserts, each step a testament to their courage and resilience. The mountains loomed large, their peaks shrouded in mist, while the deserts stretched out endlessly, their sands shifting with the winds. These formidable landscapes were both obstacles and wonders to behold. The journey took them through many lands, each with its own unique challenges and marvels. From lush valleys to arid plains, the diversity of the terrain was a constant reminder of the vastness of the world they were exploring. Every new landscape brought with it a sense of discovery and awe. They passed through Armenia, Persia, and Afghanistan, regions rich in history and culture. The ancient ruins of Armenia spoke of civilizations long past, while the landscapes of Persia and the mountains of Afghanistan offered glimpses into the lives of the people who called these places home. Marco saw things he had never imagined. The exotic scenery, the vibrant colors, and the unfamiliar sights filled him with wonder. Every new experience was a revelation, expanding his understanding of the world and igniting his curiosity. He wrote about his experiences in a book, meticulously documenting the details of his journey. His writings captured the essence of his adventures, preserving the memories of the places he visited and the people he met. This book would become a valuable record of his travels. His book would later be called The Travels of Marco Polo. It included maps and drawings that illustrated the vast and varied world he had explored. This manuscript would go on to inspire countless others to embark on their own journeys of discovery. Along the way, they encountered different cultures, each with its own unique traditions and ways of life. The interactions with locals were enriching, offering insights into the diverse customs and practices of the people they met. They met people who spoke different languages, each conversation a bridge between worlds. The exchange of words and ideas helped them to understand and appreciate the rich tapestry of human culture. They learned about their customs and beliefs, witnessing rituals and traditions that were both fascinating and enlightening. These experiences deepened their respect for the diversity of human expression and spirituality. Marco was fascinated by everything he saw. He studied the languages, eager to communicate and connect with the people he encountered. His linguistic skills grew with each new interaction, opening doors to deeper understanding. He learned about the religions, exploring ancient temples and places of worship. These sacred sites offered a glimpse into the spiritual lives of the people, revealing the profound beliefs that shaped their worldviews. He was a keen observer of the world around him, always attentive to the details of daily life and the natural environment. His observations enriched his understanding of the world, making his journey not just a physical adventure, but a profound exploration of human existence. After 3.5 arduous years, the Polos finally arrived in China. Their journey had been long and treacherous, filled with numerous challenges and adventures. They had traversed vast deserts, climbed towering mountains and crossed turbulent rivers to reach their destination. They reached the magnificent court of Kublai Khan, the great Mongol ruler who had established his capital in the city of Khanbalik, known today as Beijing. The Khan welcomed them warmly, intrigued by the tales of their journey and the gifts they brought from the West. He was particularly impressed by young Marco Polo, who stood out with his keen intelligence and insatiable curiosity about the world. Marco's ability to learn quickly, and his fascination with the diverse cultures and technologies he encountered, made a significant impression on the Khan. Kublai Khan, the ruler of the vast Mongol Empire, was a man of great power and intellect. His empire stretched from the steppes of Mongolia to the heart of China, encompassing a multitude of peoples and cultures. He was not only a powerful and intelligent man but also a ruler with a deep curiosity about the world beyond his borders. This curiosity led him to welcome travelers and scholars from distant lands, eager to learn from them and to share the knowledge of his own empire. Marco Polo spent an incredible 17 years serving the Khan, during which he traveled extensively throughout China and beyond. He visited bustling cities, marveled at the architectural wonders, and immersed himself in the rich culture of the Chinese people. Among the many sights he witnessed was the Great Wall of China, a monumental feat of engineering that left him in awe. He also marveled at the Khan's magnificent palaces, which were adorned with exquisite art and filled with treasures from across the empire. During his time in China, Marco learned about the intricate customs and traditions of Chinese culture, gaining a deep appreciation for their way of life. He was particularly amazed by their inventions, which were far ahead of anything he had seen in Europe. These included groundbreaking technologies such as gunpowder and the printing press, which would later revolutionize the world. Marco served the Khan well, earning his trust and respect through his dedication and hard work. He went on numerous diplomatic missions for the Khan, acting as an emissary to various regions within the empire and beyond. At one point he even served as the governor of a Chinese city, demonstrating his capability and leadership skills. Marco Polo's travels took him to many parts of Asia never before seen by Europeans. He was amazed by the riches and wonders he encountered. He wrote about them in detail. He described the spices of India. He talked about the silk and porcelain of China. He even mentioned the coal used by the Chinese people. His writings introduced Europeans to the East. They had never heard of these things before. His descriptions of Asian cultures captivated Europeans. His accounts of the wealth of the East sparked their imagination. They were eager to learn more. They sought trade routes to the East. In 1292, after many years in China, the Polos finally returned home to Venice. They had been gone for over 24 years. Their friends and family barely recognized them. They had traveled so far. They had seen so much. Their experiences had changed them. Marco Polo brought back with him more than just memories. He returned with a wealth of knowledge and experience. He had seen firsthand the vastness and diversity of the world. He had learned about different cultures, customs, and beliefs, and he was eager to share his experiences with others. Marco Polo's travels had a profound impact on Europe. His book, The Travels of Marco Polo, became a bestseller. It was translated into many languages. It was widely read. People were amazed by his stories. They were inspired by his adventures. His book helped to change the way Europeans viewed the world. His descriptions of the East sparked the imagination of Europeans. They were eager to explore these new lands. They sought trade routes to the East. They wanted to obtain the riches and spices Marco described. This led to an increased desire for exploration. It also led to the development of new trade routes. Marco Polo died in 1324. He left behind a legacy of exploration and adventure. His travels expanded the European worldview. He showed them that the world was a much larger and more diverse place than they had imagined. His stories inspired generations of explorers. They set sail to discover new lands. They wanted to follow in his footsteps. Marco Polo's journey to China was a remarkable feat. His travels bridged the East and the West. They helped to increase understanding between different cultures. His story continues to fascinate us today. It reminds us of the power of curiosity. It also reminds us of the importance of cultural exchange.